Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 2 of season 3. Hopefully guys enjoyed the first episode because I was really invested. It literally hooked me in. I had no idea what the storyline was going to be, and then suddenly we got deaths of random people dropping around the city. They're being like strung up and they're getting like the Joker smile cut on the face, and it's like, who the hell is doing that? I love how Cammy and Vincent are working together. I actually really love the connection that they have. I think they work really well. They blend together perfectly, and you know what, I think the chemistry is fantastic between them. I thought it since literally day one when it was Finn trying to obviously get information off Cammy for Klaus. I feel like they established a good connection there, and then now it's actually Vincent, who's actually a decent guy. I feel like it's just blossomed even further. Now obviously I want Cammy to be with Klaus 100%, and you know, they're teasing it so bad. Honestly, the sexual tension between them is absolutely mental, but Klaus obviously is still suffering from the actions that he'd done in the end of season 2, so his siblings are kind of like still like freezing him out, and you know, he was like he got all his paintings out. He got them all around the room, and he invited Cammy, and he was like, look, you know, I'm displaying these at the show tomorrow, I would like you to come. Now she done her whatever therapist thing on it, and she flipped it. She was like, mate, you're only asking me because you're scared that none of your family will actually show up, and you want somebody there who will actually, you know, make an appearance. I thought that was crazy. It was deep, and it was really interesting, to be honest, because she proper analysed the shit out of that situation, didn't she, mate? It was well good. And we've got a new guy that's been introduced called Lucien, and what's interesting with this is he's turned up in the present. He's got short hair, and he's telling Klaus that if the Sires are at war, the Sire line's at war. Now I'm assuming that he means the Sire line, Rebecca, Klaus and Elijah, but and they're not really at war, are they? So I'm hoping that he's referencing somebody else, like other people. But he was saying the Sireline's at war. People now know that if you kill one of the Sires, that everybody underneath will die. So if someone's got a problem with one, they can go after the Sire, they can take all the enemies out. And he's got a lot of enemies, Lucien was saying, and he doesn't want to die. He's got a witch. She grabbed Klaus. She started like murmuring, looking into the future. She was saying always and forever is not going to be your thing, or something like that. And she was kind of like insinuating that something's going to happen between the siblings. There was a picture on the wall and blood splattered all over it, and it was kind of like, you know, one's going to turn against the other, which again, you know, if that happens, it'd be absolutely madness. But we did get the Lucien kind of backstory at the start of it, which I absolutely love, mate. If you go back to like way back, like the Last Kingdom, Vikings like time, I'm all for that type of era when we get the acting. So what they've done is obviously it was nice to see the original Cole and the original Finn that was in this, and pretty much it was showing them together as a family fleeing from Michael, and obviously they causing disruption along the way, killing people, and they attacked like these people, killed them all, and they obviously was some sort of like high road. They was in decent clothes, and they were saying we should impersonate these people wherever they was going, you know, and we can integrate with that society, and hopefully Michael will never find us. Well, this Lucien, he was still there, and he tried running away. They stopped him. They was going to kill him. They'd done a vote. Klaus swayed the vote and actually didn't kill him, which is interesting. And then, obviously, they went on a merry way. He said that you can impersonate these people. I'll take you to the king. Make sure you curtsy him. You bow to him. You know, you try and fit in. And that's what they'd done, and they was accepted. And it looked like that the king's daughter, she was coming in. She'd give Klaus a bit of the eyes. He'd give it her back. And something may have gone on with them, because at the very end of the episode, she was sat down. She was kind of like a monk or something. I'm not too sure. Someone come to deliver her a letter. She started like shouting, and she just boom killed him. And then that was the only part that we've seen of her in the present. So it turns out that maybe Klaus turned her into a vampire. I don't know. Klaus definitely turned Lucien. How did that happen? I would love to see that, because like I said, I love backstories and how it relates into the present. That's really interesting. Davina, she's obviously the regent now. People are not really enjoying, like, some of the witches obviously don't want her to be, and some of them are rebelling. One of them tried to, like, well, break her hands and set a ring of fire around her, and she's got to retaliate. She's got to show strength, hasn't she? If she's the one that's the main person in charge, the main man, she can't accept other people coming up and challenge her and just making her look weak. So Marcel, like he said, you've got to show some authority. You've got to strike. No matter if you don't win, you've got to tell them, you've got to show them that you're not going to be a pushover. And well, she's reluctant to use the witch she's reluctant to use the vampires. She's pretty much saying that, you know, like she's told the witches that they want nothing to do with them, so she needs to look for an alternative solution. Well, she's gonna got HAYLEY, I believe, and she may use the wolf as her sort of like weapon or threat towards these people that are standing up against him. And speaking of the wolves, somebody has bought the bayou. They want to turn it into a golf course and casino, and they've been going down hunting all the wolves as well. Obviously Elijah was there. He didn't know where HAYLEY was, didn't know where Jackson was. He's killed them all. He's gone around, he's seen loads of wolves of dead. He's panicking. He don't know HAYLEY's alive, been taken from Davina. So it's absolutely mental. Can't wait to jump into today's episode. It's going to be another crazy one. So thank you for clicking on my video. If you guys do enjoy it, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. If you want to watch the daily originals uploads, you can follow these guys onto the Patreon page and you can enjoy it over there. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
HAYLEY! Where is she?
Oh, Jackson's still alive.
Where the hell is HAYLEY?
You can heal it. Can you not heal him if you wanted to? Yeah, it's sick that.
You magically kidnapped me on the one night that I can see my daughter. Do not talk to me about polite.
I drew you here to help you. I can channel the power of the one who created the spell used to curse you. You can be free.
Into your terms, I'm guessing.
There's a witch in the 9th Ward who hates that I'm regent. She tried to kill me.
Just tell me who you want dead.
I think HAYLEY looks sick this season. What have they done? Her personality looks darker. Her hair looks darker. Her eye makeup's good. I think her makeup is really good. And do you know who looks older? Davina. She don't look like a kid anymore. They've tried to make her look like a woman, maybe an authoritative figure, somebody in charge, you know, not a kid, an actual physical woman that people can respect. And I like it, mate. Go and kill her. Let's do it. You know, like I said, I'm not a big, massive Team Davina fan, but I always do like characters that, you know, stamp their authority, go after people, make a stance. If she does that and stops literally hating on the vampires, then you know what? I'll enjoy your character.
I'm good. We need to find HAYLEY.
There's still no sign of her.
Any wolf that wasn't taken out scattered. Elijah, how many bodies? Nothing would stop her from seeing that little girl.
And I'll continue the search. You stay here. You tend to your dead.
I got 5 hours until I'm a wolf again. She's my wife.
She's letting her hair loose this season, isn't she?
I've been trying to get my brothers to mend fences.
It's almost midnight.
I'm not wearing glass slippers.
Unless you want to become an appetizer.
Yes.
Good.
This one's coming with me.
Oh, she's studying.
Study the weaknesses of those who outrank you. Refuse to stand in shadow.
I'm gonna need you to lead that.
Freedom of the press, officer.
It's detective. How about a little decency? That kid's got a family.
Innit? People don't care about families anymore. We just want, what, clicks?
I thought I smelled swamp.
What'd you do with HAYLEY?
Tell me what you know.
I just left the bodies of people I care about to rot in the woods because you left them defenseless. CEO is Lucien Castle. Elijah tells me that you two go.
So you can find him in the penthouse of the gaudy new construction on Canal.
Nicholas and I will deal with this.
Actually, as long as HAYLEY's prowling about on 2 legs and unaccounted for, I'm staying with my daughter.
If anything should happen to HAYLEY, you mark my words, no one will have to take hope from you. She will without question leave you of her own accord.
That was actually good. He said some good stuff.
No magic will be able to track you. The witch's name is Kara Wen. As long as the candle burns, your curse won't be active.
I turn into a wolf tonight before seeing my daughter. I will come for you.
When the sun comes up tomorrow and you're still you, you'll owe me an apology.
He looks good, HAYLEY. She actually does, mate. Her character's well dark now. It's got to have been the best thing that's happened to her.
Mere hours after you lecture me about boundaries, and here you are at my house in the middle of the night.
Call it a hunch, but I think your friend Lucien is torturing and killing humans in the quarter. NOLA PD can't take down a 1,000-year-old psycho with vampire powers, but you can. You're the smartest, and the strongest, and the scariest.
He loves it, mate. She was talking dirty to him then. He's not going to... See, the thing is, right, he's not going to go after... This might be Lucien, actually. He's not going to go after him because that vision actually scared Klaus. I think it definitely shook him. Like, I know he made a comment to Elijah a minute ago, like, have a good laugh or something, get him to show it you. But I think that actually did, like, make him step back and think, bloody hell, mate, like, what if that is the possibility? Because We've had it with the Freya and the Dahlia situation. He didn't believe it. He was paranoid. Well paranoid, wasn't it? And what she was saying, he didn't believe. How can we trust you? You know, like, you speak like we're familiars, but you've done nothing. It's the same with him. It's the exact same situation. He can't really trust him. He doesn't know if he's telling the truth, but he's played out once before where he didn't trust this one, and then something happened. So now he's like, okay, even though I don't believe you, I'm going to have to be a bit more wary, see if it's true. That would be me anyway. That's why I feel the situation when it's kind of like mirrored. Someone's come in, told him a threat, he didn't believe it, and it happened, and now it's happening again. He's got to actually consider this one. So I think he's panicking a little bit.
Elijah, what a glorious pleasure. No vampire from another sideline can enter without an invitation.
Your little corporation has been butchering wolves in the Bayou Le Fort. HAYLEY Kenner, one of the alphas, is missing.
When your family left her to prowl the woods all these months, I just figured the tramp was persona non grata. Fair game.
Oh, that was so good. Ah, he can go in. Ah, it's infected.
I'll have them inspect the roadkill in the morning.
Ugh, that was so good. The whole thing was so good.
I'm quite happy to stand here and watch you die. Or you can bite me.
Does he carry a bit of Klaus's vial around with him, a bit of blood? Because he's the only one that can actually save him. Do you know what? I actually want to know, can HAYLEY save people as well as Hope? Because did it not happen that one time? I'm trying to think now. When Tyler done that thing to that guy, something happened. I can't remember what it done, but it was sired to HAYLEY or the baby. And you know, I mean, realistically, I think it is just Klaus, but it would be so good if Hope could actually heal people as well. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, I thought that play, what they just done, was top notch, mate. He was well confident that, you know, that Elijah couldn't get in. And the way he was speaking there about the sires, I kind of think that they are relating to, you know, like Rebecca, Elijah and Klaus obviously fighting each other. And then he was like, he was well cocky and he just threw that thing like a javelin, mate, right through his neck as well. And it looked sick. And obviously that weakened him, and Jackson's come in and bit him. And now obviously he's in panic mode. The guy's going to obviously die from the bite, or he can have, obviously, Klaus's blood to save him. So I thought that was absolutely sick. I'm so happy that we're utilising Cammy more this season. I feel like she was only a little bit in last one.
Hey.
Maybe not the best time to be sneaking up on people.
But you might not mind pouring me a drink.
That's well creepy, I'm sorry. Even if he's got good intention.
Freya! It is about time you brought a gentleman home to meet the family. What are your intentions for my sister? Should we discuss a dowry? Leave. Now.
Not 3 months ago, you utterly despised me. Now you're playing protective, brother.
I need you to perform a locator spell. HAYLEY's missing.
You're worried about her.
I prefer to know the whereabouts of my enemy. HAYLEY has a history of taking what's mine.
So any progress on the killer's profile? I've seen you around town before. Klaus Michelson, mysterious philanthropist. I know who you are. For example, your Uncle Kieran's death last year. That autopsy report was just full of plot holes. Whenever there's a problem in the quarter, there's an O'Connell. Either causing it or cleaning it up.
Are you accusing me of something?
Yes, Cammy, stand up to him.
I just haven't figured out what you're covering yet.
Oh, he's robbed something. Ah, the guy's robbed a notepad and he's digging too deep in. He would I would be getting him compelled me. I'll be straight over. I'll be telling him the guy is onto you, and then I would compel him, and then just for the bants, I'd let Klaus kill him as well. She's good at acting like that.
Please, you need to listen to me, please.
Ah, look at him, mate.
Please, I know you don't want to help me, but HAYLEY can be used against Klaus.
Freya, please! I can't go a month with that!
Listening.
It stopped.
Straight in there. Oh, she's gone. Oh, they're all there. It's interesting. Can HAYLEY only die with a wooden stake? Because she is a vampire.
You're going to need Niklaus's blood for that wound. I'm sure he'll respond favorably once the mother of his child has been recovered. You say that you're in conflict with those of my sire line. Am I to assume the Lord Tristan du Martel is up to his usual tricks?
If I kill you, then I trade all of the money, the women, the jets, all for an eternity on the run from Nick and Rebecca.
Talk to Nick. He's seen the prophecies, visions of darkness.
Or maybe immortality has finally soured you. After all, you've abandoned your eternal efforts to save Nick's soul. We got a problem. 11 bodies, a lot of pissed off loved ones.
Has HAYLEY done them all in?
Where's my mom?
Technically, Davina done it to her own people, no?
I taught you better than to leave your leftovers in the street.
You have to elaborate, mate. Your family's full of unfounded accusations, eh? If I was the culprit, why would you care?
That was a
Speaking of
sick
weaknesses,
room.
there is a wolf chained to my wall who claims he took a chunk out of your arm.
I'm afraid your family dog missed the mark, friend.
My city has enjoyed months of relative peace. The next gruesome murder will be yours.
Ah, there's the Klaus I know.
It's Dawn. I haven't turned back yet. It doesn't make any sense. I need to find Hayley.
You could transition at any moment.
She looks good. I'm enjoying Hayley this season way better than the end of last. Whose blood's that? I'm assuming it's Klaus's. If it's not, then that's mad. I know he thinks he's smart there in doing that, right? But if that is not Klaus's blood, because it didn't look like blood, Elijah factually and Jackson know that he was bit, so he's kind of let a cat out of the bag, so to speak, that he's got something. Do you know what I mean? Because they're going to look at him and they think, okay, so Nick Klaus didn't heal you. You was definitely bit. What's going on? He's just like, do you know what I mean? Expose some sort of secret that he's got. So he's definitely going to do some digging.
Allow me to bring you under the protection of the ancestors. You follow my rules, I promise to keep you safe.
Come to apologize for all your transgressions.
Family was ruining her life.
My family saved her life while you were off playing hide and seek in the forest. There's a very short list of people who've tried to take hope away from me, and you're the only one left breathing.
Everyone that stood up for our daughter, you took all of them away from their family. My parents left me. You're turning their backs on you. Look at us now, Klaus. Fight back! Fight back! She's walking.
Check her, mate. He's a big softie, isn't he? Like, I know that he kills people, but he does it because he wants his reputation, doesn't he? But the guy's a massive softie. He's definitely going to try and detransition whatever spell that he's done. But, got to admit, right, did enjoy the fight, enjoy what she was saying. Mate, look, my family, I didn't have one. Your family tried to abandon you. Look at us, mate. Look at us. And it's total opposite. Like, two people, hardcore, want to be in the baby's life. Now, I understand, like, Hope right now, luckily for her, she doesn't know what's going on with her parents. But you couldn't have two people more wanting to be in your life than these two, which is such a benefit for Hope. It's like she's got two parents that hardcore determined to love you, and that is literally all any baby needs. So I do love it. Klaus is a big softer, and I think that sooner or later she's obviously going to detransition. But did she? I'm assuming she's killed all them people now. I want to know how she actually got out of that situation, because there was loads of witches, and we see it. Normally, when a witches come and they just bang, 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 or whatever the spell they do, like, they take you out on the floor, you know, you can't get up, but she's just literally attacked everyone. And then it kind of worked in Davina's favour as well. She's gone over, she's like, oh, I'll come to my side, I'll protect you. Do you know what I mean? And she was the one that caused it.
What happened? Is the curse broken?
I'll explain later. Welcome to a 21st century custody battle. Moms win them now.
So we are to listen as my daughter is raised by savages.
You created the problem. Might well be the solution.
Put the place in Jackson's name. Klaus won't be invited in.
It's interesting though. It's so interesting. You know what? Again, I'll pause it. Welcome to the 21st century. Moms win custody battles. Say in England, for example, if you're in a relationship and you split. So if I was going out with Davina, we had a kid, and we broke up, and then Davina said, right, I'm moving. She physically would be able to take the kid and move, and I would have literally zero say in it. I don't know if that is the same in the US, but if they're both in a safe environment, it should be evens. Like, it should be, okay, we split, you have a 4 days, I have a 3, or I have a 4 and you have a 3, and we alternate.
You're gonna need to take care of those bodies discreetly. Tell me you didn't do this.
You're the one who told me I had to use the sign of force.
Against the one who went after you, I did not suggest a massacre.
We're always at war, and collateral damage happens. I learned that from you.
Vincent should have never gotten you into this. You're too young to have that kind of blood on your hand.
You're not supposed to be in the cemetery, Marcel.
Look at me. Oh, here we go, we are getting it. Yeah, that looks sick.
You should be quite comfortable.
I thought we would be okay, that Hope could be raised by a real family. I hate Klaus for taking that away from me.
I recovered them after you turned. I thought only of you. Every day I thought you return, and you were not forgotten.
I'm so sorry.
Spare me.
She went after you. Look, I'm gonna find out how this happened, and I'm gonna expose you.
I'd get him killed, me. I'd call him Marcel. Sack it.
Come on in. Hope will be surrounded by people who love her. She'll be happy. What?
I just missed you.
It's got that Elijah, give her them.
Davina's not gonna let us forget she's the reason why we're here.
Why don't you let me take care of you for a change, huh?
Wave me. It's like Friends when you're looking at the naked person across the way. I'm all in Team Klaus, me. Like, I don't... You know, everyone can have a different opinion, right? But I am all in Team Klaus. I feel like... Do you know what I actually don't like? I feel like Klaus is losing everything. Like, not losing everything. Like, he's supposed to be the best, and like he's still not winning. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like it. I want him to, like, he got the baby back and now he's lost her in one episode. Yeah, we're gonna go and live over there, and you can't even come in the house, and you've got to stand there and look at us through the window. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's like he got it and then he lost it. You know, like the baby, yeah, okay, it was took away from, like, he successfully stopped it from Dahlia going, but now kind of like Hayley's took it away, and like when everything's going against him, I don't know, it lowers my like towards the other characters, and that is nothing to do with Hayley, because I'm saying she's entertaining. Like, this season she looks really good, she looks dark, she looks so much better than she was at the end of the last season. At the start of this season, she has interested me. But again, if we're going to get the I want to take her away from you because I'm the mum and I'm going to win. If she wanted to propose, like I said, both people split up, I take in 4 days, you have a 3, civilised, then that is fair. I'm not saying Klaus should win and have her and Hayley shouldn't. But I feel like it's either they're trying to push one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all Klaus or all Hayley. And I feel like Hayley's winning everything so far. And Klaus is supposed to be the biggest and baddest, yet he's not coming out on top of pretty much anyone.
All the interesting stuff was password protected. But I knew Vincent wouldn't just pull you in for kicks. Fits the profile, right? Narcissistic personality disorder.
I should report you.
You definitely should. You're not a suspect, Cammy. Actually looking out for you.
It's alleged that a manhunt is on for a possible serial killer.
Who's that? Is that princess?
Suppose I was misguided to believe Hayley's return would ease tensions in this house.
Refreshingly optimistic. I received some unsettling information. I don't trust the source, but I trust you.
I like it.
Yeah,
look at that.
You have a terrible shadow over you. Rebecca, too. If this prophecy is fulfilled, you will all fall. One by friend, one by foe, and one by family.
It looks like Marcel is a...
My time with you was limited, Tristan.
I'm thinking only of you, sister.
I was awaiting your visit when I received a letter informing me that you were unavailable. And you always say it won't be long now. Well, it's time.
You know I can't do that while you're in this state.
No, why? Tristan, no. Leave me with you.
Increase her dosage while I'm gone. She may be a danger to others. I'll be back soon. I'll bring her a gift from New Orleans.
Oh, it's finished, right. Got to say, that girl, I don't know her name, but she looks like Roman Atwood's wife. No, I'm sorry, I don't even know what she's called in real life. But if you search her in YouTube, well, looks like her. It's mad. Now, this prophecy obviously is true, and it looks like I don't even know, like a big hench. It just looks like a big wolf man with the fangs. But I feel like in the darkness, it looks like the posture of Marcel. That's what I feel like it looks like. Now, I'm not saying it is. It'd be a bit random, because then you'd probably have to kill him, and then obviously he's not going to be in the rest of the show. So, I mean, I'm going to say it's not Marcel, but it's interesting. And Lucien, he's cured himself without Klaus's blood, so he's got something. What is it? Who are these people? We haven't even had any info on who they really are. Yeah, okay, we got the backstory of like how Lucien took them to the castle, but then Lucien's turned by Klaus, but how and why, and yeah, like, why did it happen when he was so reluctant to do Marcel? And these have clearly turned, and who and why and what side of the line are they to? Do you know what I mean? It's mental. It actually is. And that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully, guys enjoyed it. Again, I thought it'd been another very interesting episode. You know, like, I'm really intrigued in, obviously, what we're doing with the Klaus, HAYLEY, and Jackson storyline. Now, obviously, HAYLEY and Jackson are alive in the present, walking around, but at any moment, that candle can go and they can transition back into the wolf. And what happens if they're around Hope when that happens? I'm not too sure why they've let them take the baby. Now, I understand if she was normal and he took him, but she could just be in a little bit of a danger right now. Do you know what I mean? With the fact that she's not 1,000,000% safe in their hands, and obviously, you know, if Elijah knew that, I'm sure that he wouldn't have let that happen. But again, like I said, it's interesting because HAYLEY's coming up trumps with Klaus all of the time. Yeah, okay, Klaus got one over on her at the end of the season, but how long has that actually lasted? She's back and the baby's off him after pretty much one episode. You know, it happened at the end. We had one episode, last one, where she was not in it really, and then boom, episode 2. So that means that we've had happened one episode, and then boom, again, she's got the baby. So again, it's fascinating. Klaus is losing every single time towards HAYLEY. Someone made an interesting comment in one of the videos saying that what stresses them out is that HAYLEY acts as if she is the only parent of Hope's. Now, I mean, that was like really interesting because I never actually thought of it in that situation, and I would like to know, obviously, what you think about that. Like, do you agree or not? Now, I understand that Klaus, he does crazy things, obviously, so it makes him and HAYLEY clash heads a lot. But like I said, when I say it, HAYLEY always rejects his proposals. She doesn't trust him, and she always stands up to him. Now, obviously, that's the way I viewed it, but the way that this person viewed it is that she's the sole parent, and she just like pushes him away as if to say, you're nothing to do with the baby. And I was like, wow, that is well different way of how I looked at it, but it's well interesting, you know. And she said 21st century, mate, women win the rights. Well, I mean, that is true, they do win the rights, but it doesn't mean they should. It should be evens, unless obviously you're a way superior person to actually take it, because the father is obviously you know, not capable of safely bringing up the baby, which can be you know, it could be argued obviously that they're in the situations that they are, but it can also be argued on HAYLEY as well. So I mean, again, that's fascinating. And I mean, the fact that they're across the way now and Klaus can stand there and look at them, it's only just going to stir stuff, isn't it? Now, Camille as well, I mean, what's going on with this police officer? The guy's come in, he's obviously said some interesting stuff about a family and in the past, and obviously like their family line, and he's got missing files and people that are always involved in either murders or cover-ups, or they dying and there's no real information. And then he's obviously deep diving into her as well as all these crimes that are going on. And I don't know, like, I thought it was a bit creepy in kind of full on stealing a laptop, and then obviously at the end they kind of like was okay with it, and he was kind of having like a little bit of banter. I have no idea what avenue we're going down with that, but I mean, what's going on with Davina? She's obviously got HAYLEY to come and do her work for her, which I predicted that. Last episode I said that she's not going to go to the vampires because obviously she's made a deal that the witches are not going to use them, so she went to the wolf. Now HAYLEY's gone and she's killed her, but then the other witches come and she's killed them as well. Now obviously I can't really blame HAYLEY because she done her task, she accepted the mission. It's like Mission Impossible, you have 30 seconds to decide. When she done it successfully, killed the person Davina wanted. She was trying to leave, they come out, she was attacked, she defended herself, she took out loads of them. This guy's come in crying, where's my mum, where's my mum, I know you've done it, Davina, I'm going to come after you, I'm going to prove that you're a bad blah blah blah. Okay, that is so much better for me. I would be so much happier with Davina fighting witches. So witches fight witches instead of Davina hating the Michelsons. I would be all for it. If Davina's going to be in the story and she's going to have loads of like oomph about her and loads of power and loads of strength and show her authority, and she's going to make a stand, do it against the witches, do it against people that want to stand up against you. Don't just hate on the vampires just because obviously you made that deal, and don't like push Marcel away, which you kind of are, you know, like you're being a bit snidey to him, but you know, telling him that he shouldn't even be in the cemetery, and then obviously push his gender onto the Michelsons. Push it all onto the witches that hate you. Go and fight them. I'll be on your side. I'm loving how Freya as well is part of the family now. Absolutely loving it. Like I said, last season I was 50-50. I didn't know whether she was good or whether she was bad. I didn't know whether to trust her. She done no actions to make me distrust her, but she didn't do any actions to make me trust her. And she did in the final episode, and I changed my mind. I was saying, yes, you saved the day. You're the reason why everyone's still alive. Get in there, Freya. I hope that you stay in the season. You are, you're here. You're having a good time at the parties as well. It's 2 episodes now. You've been dancing. I like it. Getting used to your life. You're also like a bit, what would you say, naive. Like Elijah was saying, you're new to this, you know, you kind of believe in that people and what they're going to say. And like, you know, the conversations with HAYLEY and, what was it, with Jackson, she thought like it might be okay. But no, HAYLEY took her out. Elijah, time, you know, it's part of the learning process, you know. You've got to get... you've got to go through all these experiences, and she's a good witch. She's really strong, and I actually really enjoy her. And I've always said I wanted somebody on the Michelson side, and now that she's been integrated into the family and they're accepting her, she even said me to Klaus in it like a couple of weeks ago, you was hating on me, you wanted to kill me. Now you're trying to protect me. You know, you're sending dates home. Loving it, mate. Protective brother, get in there. We've seen him. He's protective over Rebecca as well, and she's not. I'm gonna. Just I didn't even mean to go into this, but I am going to go into it. Disappointed with you, show writers. You had 2 chances to pick a Rebecca, Claire Hull or Eva Sinclair, or whatever you want to call it. Rebecca Michelson, Eva Sinclair. And you chose Eva Sinclair, and I assume that was because Rebecca Michelson, Claire Hull was not going to be in the show, and none of them are. Literally, you had 2 opportunities to get Rebecca to stay permanently in the show, and both characters are not even here. What is going on with that? Literally, what is going on with that? That is disappointing, I have to say. 2 episodes in, I'm actually disappointed that she's not made an appearance. Now, obviously, going back to the Klaus situation, he is, like I said, he was a bit panicky in whether to believe Lucien or not. He made a joke with Elijah early on in the episode. When you go over there, speak to him, see what's going on, you know, get him to show you this prophecy. It's hilarious. I said, mate, well, Freya come in and she told him that someone was coming last season and he didn't believe it, and look where it got him, bare paranoid, and then someone did come in. So this time he's on the face of it, he's still not believing it, but deep down he's a bit paranoid, and now it's obviously, you know, looks like it's going to be true because Freya's come, she said it, and it said 1 by a friend, 1 by a foe, and 1 by a family or something. And I was like, well, that means 1. The way she said it that way, if it's 1 by family, then there's obviously 1 standing at the end, but it could be family, friend, and foe. Or it could be all of them together, you know. Family, friend, and foe. You could class that as Marcel, couldn't you? He is their family, not realistically, but he's adopted family. He's the friend of all of them, and he's the foe as well sometimes. So that is really, really interesting. Can't wait to find out more. Really intrigued in the stories. Everybody's got a decent one going on, which is absolutely fantastic for the 2nd episode of the season. And like always, you know, we're going to be watching this again on the Patreon tomorrow. So if you guys want to watch that, please stick around, subscribe to that. But if not, I'll catch you in 2 days on the YouTube. And thanks very much, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.